an electrical part shortage is causing electrical part factories to shut down. Is this a problem? This is a very big problem. We have poisoned rice coming to the European Union from India. We're going to talk about that. We have no dog food for the truckers to move. There is an issue there too. If you have dogs and you need dog food, you might want to pay attention to this one. We have lots of farmland also disappearing. We're seeing lots and lots of farmland being converted, and that is also a problem. More and more reports coming from all over. We appreciate you guys sending in those reports. Let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your reports that you have to share. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts get their retirements out of stocks and bonds and other risky things into safe things like gold, silver, and platinum coins. Physical coins that are yours. When you take a distribution out of your retirement account, do you want to get cash for whatever they say it's worth, or do you want physical items? There'll be a link at the end of the video for you to get some more information from Jonathan and his team. This is from Northern. Update in Wisconsin. My daughter works for a company that makes electrical parts for industrial usage. Okay, so the factory makes electrical parts. For the past 3 months, they have had parts shortages on the machinery inside the factory. This past month, these shortages have become severe. Company is sending people home early because the factory is not working. Shortages of parts are causing shortages of parts. That is how you have a snowball collapse happen. This is a serious problem. And here's the thing. They're still blaming it on the cough. We're looking, how many years has it been now? 4 years. Why are these part shortages still continuing? Still rippling through the businesses and such? We said that the shutdown was going to have some pretty nasty knock-on effects, and it has. And those effects have been getting worse and worse and worse. Factories all over the place continue to have to substitute things. They're changing the labels on the back of your food again and again and again because they don't have some of these chemicals that they're putting in there. You see the list of like 30 chemicals that they put in some of your processed foods, and they don't have certain chemicals, so they're just swapping them out. And in some cases, they're swapping them out for chemicals that are worse than the chemicals that were there before. As long as they're somewhat approved by the FDA, they can just put whatever they want in there and they don't even have to put a label on it. They just need to make sure it's on the ingredient list on the back. So you need to be paying attention. Your box could look exactly the same as the box from last week or from last month, but they could have added crickets or they could have added something else. Some of those things you might actually be allergic to, or your little ones. Be paying attention. Gilo, I guess, points out that Survival Lily had a post just a couple days ago that Austria just sent back to India several tons of rice because of toxic levels of pesticides. Now, they actually went and tested this, right? The rice had come from with a certificate from India saying that it had been tested in their labs and was safe to eat prior to selling in Austria. But they tested it, right? And they found, no, it's not. Would India try to sell this same rejected contaminated rice in the U.S. or some other place? Yeah, that would definitely be the thing. They definitely would do that. In experience with India, yes, they would do that. China would do that. A lot of places would do that. The problem is that we have much lower standards here. They might not actually even be breaking the import laws into the U.S. but to do that. So we have India exporting rice that should have been tested and either was tested and passed when it shouldn't have been, or we've got to be paying attention, friends, because a lot of the food that's coming in is toxic. A lot of the stuff that you cannot sell in Europe, you can still sell in the United States. Just because the FDA says it's okay or we can't prove that it's bad, you see other countries banning that. Why? Why are they banning it? What do they know that we don't? Or what do they know that we are refusing to acknowledge? Well, Remember that all those FDA inspectors are looking out for number one. And most of them are going to get jobs with these food companies that they're supposed to be regulating. Shortly after their stint at the FDA of rubber stamping everything that those companies want, they're going to get a job with those companies. Is that bribery? It's not technically bribery, but it basically is, yes. Renard says, Las Vegas here. In the last 3 years, I have been using natural gas. The price has gone up 85% per thermal unit. August 2020 to present, 85% increase. Eggs. At our local Vons, eggs have gone from $1.29 a dozen to $1.49 and then up to $2.49 a dozen in under 2 months. I told you guys that egg shortage was coming because you can't call that many chickens that many laying hens without affecting the supply of eggs, and here we are. Prices are up, and now we haven't seen as many cullings recently. In January, the cullings were down significantly, so hopefully we're over the worst of it. Hopefully it just remains high egg prices, and then eventually it starts coming down over the next number of months, but we will keep a sharp eye on that to let you know if there's going to be a critical shortage out there. Sandra says, Homestead Heart, a YouTube channel, was reporting that odd Walmart displays of canning jars. What's odd about that? I too noticed this here in East Kentucky a few days ago. They haven't had any, then suddenly they're loaded with every size. Now, the price is probably up a little bit, but never seen so many canning jars. Not even during harvest season. Extra displays all around the store with employees saying their back rooms are filled with even more. Jars are really simple to make. They're made out of sand, right? You melt the sand, you get jars. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So the fact that we were running out of canning jars was really kind of like, why? I mean, we're not talking about a complicated machinery. We're not talking about complicated electronics that take all these stages in manufacturing. Jars with metal stamped lids. I mean, it doesn't get more basic than that. I mean, we're using basically the same design that they were using at like 1900. I mean, this is like a 120-year-old plus design that we're still using, right? They were manufacturing them back then, and in the 1800s. I figure we should be able to figure out how to make them today. Well, for those of you looking for more canning jars, apparently they're back in stock. So definitely check that out if you want some more. I definitely could use some more. I'm surrounded by stacks of canning jars full of stuff, just off camera. But you know, they're highly useful for stuff, storing a lot of dry goods and everything like that, as well as wet stuff. LB says, my understanding of the asylum issue is that one is supposed to claim asylum in the first safe country one enters, which would be Mexico for all those coming from the south. So it's not required for a person to actually enter the U.S. to claim asylum, especially if a person is coming from Venezuela or Honduras, etc., etc. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. Thanks for all the updates. I get news from you that no one else is talking about, and that is Lisa. So that's what Donald Trump instituted. Those are the rules, and he started enforcing them. Like, you can't come to the southern border and say that you're finally arriving at a safe country when you clearly pass through Mexico. And you pass through other countries too that might be considered safe countries as well. And so what he did was he started making it so that if you pass through another country before getting to the U.S. border, well, then you violated the asylum rules. And so therefore, as soon as you got to the U.S., if you're crossing from Mexico, we'd just kick you out because you should have claimed asylum in Mexico or the first country that you got to. The Biden administration has undone that and has basically allowed anyone to come in and claim asylum here in the U.S. So as long as their feet are on U.S. soil when they claim asylum and they're being granted automatic asylum hearings, they don't have to present any evidence. They don't have to present anything other than just saying, I'm claiming asylum, to get a hearing. Before, you had to present evidence of asylum, and during the Trump administration, not only did you have to provide evidence of issues back home that you're fleeing, but you also had to prove that you didn't come through another country. And all that's been rolled back. All that's been rolled back. This is absolutely a manufactured crisis by the Biden administration. There's no way else to see this. Missy says, Middle Tennessee here. I have not gotten any deliveries from FedEx since we got the winter storm on January 16th. Roads have been clear and drivable since early last week. UPS and USPS are delivering with no issues. FedEx gives updates saying it will be delivered the next day, but my items are not coming. I've called FedEx and got the same reply. I have friends in other areas of Tennessee experiencing the same thing. August says South Alabama, 1,282 acres. That's big, by the way. Big area. That's a lot. Of farmland being turned into a solar farm. One big solar farm in South Alabama, right. In our area, you can get 2 or 3 crops of vegetables per year. 1,200 or 1,300 acres, less vegetables, and more solar. This is a lot of food that will no longer be available. This is from a viewer from Cape Cod. The elderly are really suffering with all the inflation. I have worked for elderly services for years now, and my clients are barely surviving. This is unacceptable to me. This is the greatest generation, and they have been through tough times before, but not like this. They all believe America is coming to an end. Let me know down in the comments if you think so too. Do you see the writing on the wall? If you have updates, please do send them in. Just reply to any one of the videos on this channel. Use the word update somewhere in there and give us some sort of geographical location. If you have insider information that you need to keep a little more secretive, protect yourself, you can email me at poplarpreparedness@gmail.com. And it goes without saying, but I will say it once again. If you somehow get someone using my picture or my logo on their picture and then the name is not my name, that's not me, okay? And do not give out personal information, and do not call phone numbers or telegram numbers or whatever they want you to do. If you have any question about whether I said something to you, just email me at poplarpreparedness@gmail.com. Don't give random people your information, please. Deep says, that goes for every channel, right? Deep says, Friday the 26th of January, I went to the feed store and overheard a guy that sells dog food from his home. He was telling the feed store owner how there ain't no feed to move and no truckers to move them. We use 50-pound bags of feed mostly around here. Just letting you know. Thanks, Team Poplar, for all you do. So apparently an issue with dog food out there. Pay attention if you have dogs that you want to keep fed. Charles says, just south of Boston, Massachusetts, one of the largest medical providers, Stewart Health, is in financial trouble and is trying to sell 4 of the hospitals they own. Nearer to home, a cancer provider, part of Stewart, is closing its doors. Tina says, from Smyrna, Tennessee. Did a pickup order recently at my local Walmart. Placed my order at 8 a.m. to pick up between 5 and 6 p.m. At 5, I got a notification there was a delay. Waited and got 3 more delay notifications. Then all of a sudden, the last and 4th notification said, your order has been canceled due to technical issues. I'm thinking maybe they didn't have what I ordered, but I placed my order at 8 a.m. Well, they don't pluck your stuff off the shelf until the last minute. So like I do some orders with Walmart, and it says like you can update your order until like 3 hours before. So they don't pluck your stuff until 3 hours before, which makes sense with frozen stuff and all that kind of stuff. But so they don't pluck it until the end. Doesn't matter if you have an order in until they go to the shelf, and they go to the shelf and it's not there. But usually they just change some of your order if you let them, or just leave it off the order if you tell them not to make substitutions. But all that to say, we've been seeing issues with Walmart out there because of the storms, and they are having some supply chain issues right now. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. This is from Mom. Went into Walmart Friday. The cases of water were low, and some cases were broken open. Also, no Sam's Cola. The meat counter looked good, however. A lot of the shelves were not stocked with food. My brother said he has not seen any shortages up in Joliet. I am in southern Illinois, and the stores can't keep employees to stock the shelves. All right, friends, please keep those reports coming in. If you want to find out more from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account to make it a little more secure, Jonathan and his team, you fill out that form, they'll send you information. If you do talk to them directly, make sure you mention the channel so they waive the setup fee. It saves you like $500. So, if you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.